Welcome back to another MECH 1000 video. We're working on drawing 10.4 and specifically working on the base. We've just about got it wrapped up. I just need to come in here and erase some lines that I was using to locate these holes. And that center line I just used to help locate them as well. That doesn't really belong there. And let's see, I think we've got everything drawn now that we need. As I was looking over the lines, I realized these vertical hidden lines that represent the dovetail slot. The dovetail slot goes through the bottom of the part, which is skinnier than the top part. So these hidden lines should really stop right there at the other hidden line. They shouldn't go all the way out to the top and bottom, or the front and back of this part. So I need to trim those up. I'm going to use these hidden lines to do my trimming, and then just click on those, trim them just like this. And now I think I'm satisfied with all of the line work. I've got all the hidden lines, center lines, and visible lines. I've got all the fillets I think I need. Yep, I think now we're ready just to do some annotation. So I'm going to spread these two views out a little bit. So I'm going to move all of this down a little so I can start adding some of my annotation. So let's start with just the linear dimensions. Like this dimension here should be 6. I can make that a little closer. So again, I know my precision level of my dimensions is not correct right now. I'm going to change that at the end. Same time when I change the scale of my dimensions, which I'm sure I'm going to have to do. Let's put a radius dimension on our outer fillet here. Fillet sizes are specified with a general note unless noted otherwise, and these outer corners were noted otherwise. Let's see, we've got between the two center lines was 3.5. Nope, I don't need that dimension. I need from there to there. That's 4. Let's move that in a little closer. It is a good idea to keep these two dimensions offset from each other a little bit. That way they don't kind of run into each other. You can definitely tell they're two separate dimensions. Okay, I think now I'm ready for the diameter dimension on this hole. Alright, I'm going to stretch it over this way and try to move this as... it doesn't seem to want to let me... Oh well. Hopefully this will fit here. So this dimension, my dimensions typically are decimals. I want this one to be a fraction. So we'll go to its properties. And I suppose you could do this with a leader and then you could just type in the fractions, but I like whenever possible to use actual dimensions. so that I can verify that everything is the right size. So now that I've switched it to a fraction, now I just come in using the text editor and add the additional annotation that I need here. Drill by 1 1/2 deep. Now if I type like 1/2 and hit space, it gives me the option of stacking the dimension, or I could choose a diagonal stack, or I could just unstack and have it like that. I guess it doesn't really matter. Trying to get up to see what my other one looked like. Because the dimension here is stacked, maybe if I retype it and give the space, it gives me the option. I might leave it horizontally stacked here just to be consistent with the diameter up above. So 1/2 13 UNC by 1 1/8 deep, 6 holes. Close the text editor. Alright, yeah, the other one up here was stacked. This dimension is stacked, so I guess I'll leave that one stacked as well. Now I know the dimension in the assignment doesn't have the diameter symbol, but I think it's okay if we add a diameter symbol. That's fine. That is, after all, what we're dimensioning there. And it just, it doesn't want to let me. I think if it was a liter, it would have let me stretch out this landing here. But with dimensions, it doesn't really give you that option. So I'll just leave it like that. I think I'll be able to get this to fit in my paper space, even with the text over here instead of above the 6 like it is in the textbook. Alright, we've got to dimension the bottom. Again, I'm going to pull these apart now. I may end up moving them back a little closer together to get it to fit in my viewport, but for now I'm going to pull the top and front views apart so I can fit in my annotation here a little better, so I can fit in these dimensions. Now if I even when I move it though, I need to make sure that when I move these views down and move them straight down, I have to keep these edges aligned. Well, that's interesting. I'm off by 1/8, so this is a good good thing to see here. When you put these dimensions on, it can sometimes make you realize you've got a mistake, and that appears to be the case here. I've got a mistake. Let's see if I've got any other mistakes. 4.5. All right. So if this dimension is supposed to be 7, and this is supposed to be 9.5, that means that where are these dimensions supposed to be? Okay, so I think this is pretty fixable. I think it's just, let me move this dimension grip up here. This line right here should be 1/8 of an inch further over to the right. So I'll just stretch it. This is where the stretch command comes in handy. When you find you've got a mistake, you can fix it by stretching it right back to where it's supposed to go. And yeah, I've got 1 1/4 on either side, 7 in the middle. Yep, that was it. So that wasn't too bad. That's a pretty easy fix. But I did just notice these corners down here need a fillet. So I'm going to fillet that. All right, what other? I need radius dimensions. Now, I'm not a big fan of the way AutoCAD puts this extension line in there, so I'm going to get rid of that. I think, let's see, where is that? Is it the dimension line? No, not the dimension line. Extension line? Yeah, it's that extension line. If you highlight the dimension, go to its properties, you can turn off the extension line. So that one's 3/4. This one, again, I'm going to get rid of that extension line. Okay, got my 2 radii. We need some more linear dimensions over here. One, and this one should be 1.5. Yep. Got an angular dimension. We've got linear dimension. Got another linear dimension. Gonna move that down a little bit. There we go. All right, and I think that might be it. There are no dimensions on the side view. I think we've got all the dimensions we need now in the front. Yep, and in the top views. So there should be a bigger space, or at least a little bit of a space between the dimensions of 2 different views. I need to maybe drag this dimension down a little bit. I'm going to close this properties box. This is causing a little bit of a lag that I'm kind of not enjoying. All right, so I want to have a little bit of a gap there between the top and front views. So I can see that they are 2 distinct views. I don't want them to just kind of run together. And yeah, that looks good for the base. I think we've got that finished up. So I'm not sure what part we'll do next, but whatever it is, we'll do it in the next video.